Judy was boring.
Hello.
Then Judy discovered ChumbaCasino.com.
It's my little escape.
Now Judy's the life of the party.
Oh, baby, mama's bringing home the bacon.
Whoa, take it easy, Judy. The Chumba life is for everybody. So go to ChumbaCasino.com and play over 100 casino-style games. Join today and play for free for your chance to redeem some serious prizes. ChumbaCasino.com. No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited by law. 18 plus terms and conditions apply. See website for details.
Hello, it is Ryan, and I was on a flight the other day playing one of my favorite social spin slot games on ChumbaCasino.com. I looked over at the person sitting next to me, and you know what they were doing? They were also playing Chumba Casino. Coincidence? I think not. Everybody's loving having fun with it. Chumba Casino is home to hundreds of casino-style games that you can play for free anytime, anywhere, even at 30,000 feet. So sign up now at ChumbaCasino.com to claim your free welcome bonus. That's ChumbaCasino.com and live the Chumba life.
No purchase necessary. VGW. Void where prohibited by law. See terms and conditions. 18 plus.
With the Lucky Land Slots, you can get lucky just about anywhere.
This is your captain speaking. We've got clear runway and the weather's fine, but we're just going to circle up here a while and get lucky. No, nothing like that. It's just these cash prizes add up quick. So I suggest you sit back, keep your tray table upright, and start getting lucky.
Play for free at LuckyLandSlots.com. Are you feeling lucky? No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited by law. 18 plus terms and conditions apply. See website for details.
Welcome to the Wrap Podcast, the place to catch up on all the regional and national rugby in Wales. You can find us on all the usual social media platforms and message us through there if you want, or you can email us on welshregionalrugbypod@gmail.com. So all the boring stuff out the way, let's talk rugby.
Hello and welcome to the Wrap Podcast. My name is Jamie. I'm the host this week. Lee, unfortunately, is ill, probably celebrating too hard after that lucky Scarlets win against 40-man Clermont, I'm guessing. But he won't be with us for this podcast. We do have, of course, Carwyn and Rhys. How are we, gents?
Very
Marvellous.
Well,
yeah, you're well.
Very well, yeah. We're more
Excellent.
temperate than our celebrating co-host.
Oh, of course, yeah. First thing I want to say is thank you to Dr. Harley Worthy, who stepped in for me last week.
Yeah.
Did a very good job. Fair play to him.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. It was appreciated.
Although having two Cardiff fans on the pod was a bit hard to take, but yeah.
Yeah, I can imagine.
You had intelligence, you had stats.
Oh, right, okay. That makes me feel really inferior now. Cheers. Right, okay. Let's kick this off then. Let's get straight into it. Let's have drink of the week. Yeah. So what have we got this week then, chaps? What are you drinking?
Well, I brought beer in last week, but I didn't get a chance to drink it. So I'm bringing this one in again just for Rhys, because Lost is back on the menu. And I am drinking that tonight. That was for you last week and myself, Jamie, but it's for Rhys tonight. It's 4.5%. It's lager like it should be. And it's Planet First Lager, brewed in Elon, wherever that is. Never heard of it. Oh, the Lost Forest in the Scottish Highlands. There we go. We found the forest. Cheers, boys. Enjoy.
Thanks for that as well.
You're turning into a really big Brewdog fan now, Carwyn, all of a sudden. I noticed this. You're a convert now to Brewdog?
No, I'm quite happy with my my Spanish Italian lagers. We'll keep it that way.
Yeah,
it's a one-off.
Right, Rhys, what have you got?
Right, well, I've got to hold my hands up and say I've forgotten something this week, isn't it? Because I was meant to have a punishment of drinking baby sham. I forgot. I went to the shop on the way here.
Oh,
and,
right.
I brought. So what I will say is this, and I can't say fairer than this. I'll drink baby sham next week, right? And then the week after, any listeners or eagle-eyed listeners can suggest another punishment drink for me to drink. And
what an idea.
Yeah. So
they still make that shit.
Failing that, mate, I'm going to be buying a bottle myself and dropping it at your doorstep.
Yeah, okay. Do they still make this shit? I think I have seen it. I think it is still about. I don't think it's as big as it was in the 80s, isn't it? It's like
it's a very
that
80s
Lamborghini
like,
and stuff like that.
Yeah, it's like Skull, isn't it? It's one of those 80s brands. I didn't know they were still making it, to be honest.
Yeah, I do. But I've gone for Gower Power. Brewed naturally blend.
That's what the Ospreys
Brewery, and it's lush. Yeah,
that's what the Ospreys boys are drinking. See, bit of Gower Power.
Gower Power. That's the Ospreys boys.
Lovely stuff. So I brought back Mal Classica. So
never heard of it.
Every time, never heard of it. Come on.
I have.
Oh dear, you have, haven't you, Reece? Yeah. Someone knows what's going on here. So Mal Classica, every time I go to the Costa Blanca, I always drink this stuff. It's Spanish lager. I absolutely love it. You can buy the red label in most supermarkets, but I've always preferred the green label, the Classica. It's just a crisper, smoother taste. And I took a couple of cans back. So that's what I'm drinking tonight, Mal Classica. Right then, so that's drink of the week done. I thought we'd kick off the show tonight with some rugby transfers and rumours, because there's been quite a lot going on, isn't there, in the past few days in terms of players moving and rumours going around. So I think the best place to start was on Good Friday, or not such a Good Friday if you're a Dragons fan, but it was confirmed that Ross Moriarty has signed for Brive with immediate effect. He's gone out as a medical joker for Tavita Ratuva, who of course was a former Scarlet, if you remember.
Yeah.
So, I mean, the first thing to say is people will say, it's not a shock at all. It's no surprise. When I saw the news, I actually was surprised because, first of all, I didn't think it'd be with immediate effect, because now the fans don't get a chance to say goodbye to him. I mean, Judgment Day would have been a nice way and a good finale to have said goodbye to him, because I love Moriarty, as everyone knows. I'm a huge fan of his. We've lost our chance now to say farewell. And the second surprise for me was he signed for Brive.
Yeah,
who are rock bottom
of
they're rock bottom of the top 14. They're 9 points adrift of Perpignan. So, he's gone from one struggling team to another. Of course, I don't blame him, because apparently the offer they put in was just ridiculous. Dragons did offer him a very competitive offer. I read in Wales Online that they did offer him 280k, which is the most that a region can actually offer a player. That's what they can go up to. So they offered him the most they could. And he was all set to sign by all accounts, from what I heard. But Brive came in with a late deal, completely trumped it. And Moriarty just went, well, it's just too good to turn down.
Well, look,
he's got a young family,
And that's fair enough, but he'll be playing in the D2 next season.
And there's a lot of money washed around there, isn't there? Let's be honest. The second division of France. There's more money there than probably in our game.
But will that put paid to his international career? Not because of playing in France, but because he's playing in the second division.
Yeah.
Well, that's the thing. I mean, there is out of sight, out of mind thing, is there? I mean, with the top 14, there is, good coverage of it here in this country, isn't there? Shown live on Viaplay Sports. And of course, if he played in England, we know how he'd be doing over there, because Wales Online would be writing an article on him every week saying how much he's tearing it up in the Premiership, as they seem to do with all Welsh players. But, I saw a lot of comments from people saying, oh, well, it's a damn indictment on Welsh rugby, going down to Pro D2. But I think, well, if that's where the money is, that's where you go. You've got to go where the money is.
He's got to be hitting 30 now, isn't he? Like he's and the way he plays rugby, isn't it? There's no sort of like dancing feet of Falatau about Moriarty, is there?
He sees someone and he accelerates,
game, isn't it?
Yeah. He's like straight into it. But good luck to him. Good luck to him.
Yeah.
He's made for French rugby, though, isn't he? Like the physicality, he will thrive on that. He'll give it everything for Brive out there.
Yeah,
he will give it everything, and fair play to him. I'm very sad about it. It will free up some funds in the budget. That is the one positive thing, and I guess the back row, that's an area where the Dragons, they aren't so short. It's an area where they're pretty stocked, in fairness. So hopefully we could get a couple of players for Moriarty's wage. That's the positive about it, I suppose.
Well, you're on about transfers and rumours. James, I'll start a rumour now, because of that money that's been freed up. Tommy Revell off to the Dragons.
He's under contract, isn't he?
Well, is he? Because he's under 25 caps. He's playing in England. He'll have to come back to Wales, won't he?
Yeah, I don't think that's going to happen. But one person's name who has been linked to the Dragons, the back row, is Dan Lydiot. There's been a lot of talk
fair play.
about bringing Dan Lydiard back, and Di Flanagan said this week's is something we will take a big interest in. It's whether we can make it happen. I haven't spoken to Dan. I haven't even started conversation, but does it fit is the question we always have to ask. So we may see a return for Lydiard. Who knows? I'm not sure how I feel about that. Because I think
he's a very old boy.
Well,
he's playing some good rugby.
He's still doing the business for the Ospreys, isn't he? And
he is.
He'd be good, one of those like squad players, bringing through the youngsters as well. If you can keep him for 2 seasons, maybe, Jim, because he'll be about 38 then, won't he? Like after another 2 years, he's about 36 now.
No, he's 34, 33, 34.
I thought Lydiard was 35. I don't know.
But he's been great for the Ospreys. We're not injured, but we know we're not going to be signing him again at the end of the season. Again, as we all know, for funding issues, and we're still building a squad down there. But good luck to him. It's a great service to the Ospreys, Dragons before, and Welsh rugby.
Yeah, well, we'll see what happens. I mean, like I said, the age and this injury record does put me off a little bit, and I think Dragons do need to concentrate on getting front 5 players. That should be the priority. But I guess we'll see. I'm not quite sure how I feel about Lydiard coming back. But then on the Tuesday, unfortunately for Cardiff fans, their worst fears were confirmed. Harlequins announced the signing of Dylan Lewis and Jared Evans. Diane said that it's always disappointing to lose quality players, but the current situation in Wales meant that we were unable to table competitive offers. So what did you think of that then, Rhys?
It's so sad to see them go. So sad. And both have done a fantastic job for the side, isn't it? Jared Evans, I remember going on harping on rugby and talking about him. And when I mentioned his name, he goes like, all Leinster supporters know Jared Evans, because he's one of those players that can really sort of turn a game. And he's going to a side, isn't it? That's got another sort of maverick, if you like, outside half in Smith. But and lots of people were asking the question, like, why would he go there if Smith is already there? But the answer is, Smith will be on camp a lot and stuff like that. And I reckon he's the perfect sort of outside half when he's on song to fit into that sort of game plan that the Harlequins play, around Smith. I'm so sorry to see him go. I absolutely am. With Rhys Priestland probably is retiring, I think, at the end of the season as well. We got Ben Thomas, hands off Carwyn, honest.
Wow.
That can probably slot in and do a very good job at 10, but we obviously need more there. And he's just been brilliant. Like some of my favourite memories of recent seasons has involved Jared Evans, like that win over Leinster and what have you. Dylan Lewis, another boy that's come through sort of the academy system, and gone on to play for Wales. He's even as a young prop, he hasn't always been the greatest in the set piece, but then he's pulled off some real sort of surprises there. Like, I'm thinking of that tour of South Africa in a Welsh shirt, but I'm also thinking when, if you remember, Baber and Burnell coached Cardiff, and we went out, and I can't remember the French side, but I remember it was Dylan Lewis, like a young tight head, just held his own. He's a great hard-working, grafting number 3, and that's what Cardiff need. Ah's probably gone, Dylan Lewis probably gone. You're seeing the Dragons need front 5. We're going to be scraping the barrel. Nice to see our inverted commas second choice front row doing so well in Domachowski, Belcher, and Azerati. So an Azerati has come from sort of nowhere to be, take the number 3 sort of jersey out of necessity. But
he's doing a job, isn't he?
Massive loss. He's going to be a massive loss to Cardiff.
I don't know how you feel, Rhys, right? But when you see also they've signed now for Quins, they're still playing for Cardiff till the end of the season, yet they're sat there in Quins rugby shirts talking about their can't wait to play for them. I think that's really, I've got to be honest. I know. I think it's really disrespectful. Wait till you finish playing the end of the season for Cardiff, then do what you like. But while you're still being paid by Cardiff and you're still playing for that club, you don't wear another team's colours, regardless.
Yeah. There was a few Cardiff fans online who were pretty upset about that they were sporting Harlequins gear. What do you make of that, Rhys? Does it bother you?
It doesn't bother me personally because this is the state of the game at the moment. I think, and if we like to look back to a few pods ago when we were talking about the mental health of players, and how they've been treated as workers in an industry with the contracts and stuff like that by the WRU, and the mental health issues that have come from not knowing if you're able to afford not only the roof over your head but food on the table, the next year and stuff like that. If he wants to go and put in another jersey now, he's done the business.
Yeah, but it's not
season after season for Cardiff. And I think he's been treated really badly by Welsh rugby. Both of them have. So I don't see too much of a problem personally.
But it's not the coach or the players or the teammates who have put them in that situation, or each other in that situation. I mean, you're still playing for that team. This is just my personal opinion. You're still playing for them. Your mates who've gone through the same as you regarding contracts and everything else. Not everyone's going to be signed back up or go to a new team. They're still wearing the shirt for the club, regardless. And for me, I just think it's a bit of a lack of respect for your fellow players and coaches. Not the club, but your fellow players and coaches.
I mean, if I was a Cardiff fan, personally, I wouldn't care, if I'm honest. But I do understand why Cardiff fans were a little bit miffed at that. So I can see both sides, but I think it depends on the individual. For me, it wouldn't bother me if I was a Cardiff fan. In terms of Dylan Lewis, though, his scrummaging has come on leaps and bounds. It's going to get even better because he's going to have the tuition of Adam Jones. Which is really going to bring him on leaps and bounds. I think it's actually a very good move for Dylan Lewis. And I think he will considerably improve his scrummaging.
And he's on the 50 cap mark, isn't he, Dylan Lewis? So he's fine wherever he plays.
Yes, he's fine. Okay.
Yeah.
Right, so those were the confirmed transfers we've had. There's been some stories this week as well. So Nicky Smith, Carwyn, he's a man in demand because according to Wales Online, he's now wanted by Northampton Saints, Exeter Chiefs, Bristol Bears, and Saracens.
Yeah.
Do you really think he's going to stay at the Ospreys, or do you think he's going to make his way?
Sure. These rumours have been bounding around for months now, haven't they? If he's got that many suitors after him, it's going to take time to come through. So we may not hear anything until after the World Cup, or probably before the World Cup. Obviously, come into next season. No one wants to see him leave the Ospreys. Obviously, with Alan Wynne-Jones, will it be his last season with us? Money freed up there from whatever they're paying him. I don't know. We'll wait and see. I hope he doesn't go, but if he does go to one of those teams, good luck to him. He's been a great servant for the Ospreys. He's not been selected by Wales for only one. Gatlin knows why. So good luck to him.
I don't know why. I honestly don't know why he hasn't had more of a look in with Wales, because he is one of the best scrummaging props in Welsh rugby, and I just can't understand why Wales haven't used him more, in my personal opinion. Yeah. But we'll have to keep an eye on that one. And then one for you now, Rhys. Cardiff have made Sam Davis the number one target, according to the rugby paper. Sam Davis is also being linked with Pro D2 clubs Oyonnax and Grenoble. Rhys Patchell's name has been mentioned, and Young did talk about him being a quality player and someone they would be interested in. Out of those two, who would you prefer, Sam Davis or Rhys Patchell?
Oh, on the spot.
I'm going to say Patch. Because he is a quality 10. He's hard running. He's a size to him as well. He's got a hell of a boot on him. He can read a game really well. He can slot in a full back when needed.
He is also injury prone as well, Rhys, isn't he? His injury record is a big concern.
Yeah, there is that to it, sort of thing. And sorry, swig there. And Sam Davis does bring a sort of he brings an all-round game and things like that. But I haven't seen him set much alight over at the Dragons. I've got to be fair.
When the Dragons beat the Ospreys, he was fly half.
Okay.
No, he was actually fullback for that game.
Was he fullback?
I said on a pod he was fly half. I got that wrong. It was JJ who was fly half, and Sam Davis was actually playing fullback, and that was his best game this season for the Dragons.
Yeah.
So
injury allowing, I'd like to see Patches back.
Be good to have them both, wouldn't it? Both can play fly half and fullback, and Patch can play centre.
I mean, the reaction from Cardiff fans was funny when the story came out about Sam Davis. And it's like, I'm sorry, lads, but you've got to set your sights realistically now. You're not going to go out and sign a world-class 10. And Sam Davies isn't as terrible as everyone is saying. He is actually a good player. Yes, he has lost his way at the Dragons. But when he first came to the Dragons, he was excellent in the first 18 months, but he had no competition whatsoever. And that was
he's
part
got a
of the
great
problem.
boots on him as well. Great boots on the boy.
Yeah, absolutely. On his day, he's a very good controlling 10, but he does need a big pack in front of him. But I thought Cardiff fans would be a little bit unfair when they were being linked to Sam Davies. That would not be a bad signing in this current climate where there's not many options and there's little money around. So, he's an international fly-off, and it wouldn't be that bad at all.
Right. And the reason why I like Patches as well is, like, I remember his first stint at Cardiff, and we're talking about, like, the loss of Dylan Lewis and what and these players and what that can do to the pack. To be able to stand up to some of these, like, bigger Irish packs and stuff like that. His Patches played in it when he was a 19-year-old outside half against a real backpedaling Cardiff pack and still looked quality. You know what I mean? Like, and still got into the Welsh squads and stuff like that. So I guess, like, because I've seen him and I've tried and tested. And I have seen Sam Davies, but yeah, he's a controlling 10. And you are right, we can't go for the Gareth Anscombs anymore and things like that, So just got to go where we can.
I think whoever Cardiff do sign, whether it's Davies or Pacho, they have got to keep hold of Ben Thomas, because I think if they lose Ben Thomas, that's going to be a big blow. Now, he's the future. And I want to see Ben Thomas settle down now in one position, because my concern with Ben Thomas, I think he's a very talented young player, but I'm worried he's going to turn into another James Hook, a sort of jack of all trades, but master now, because he seems to be playing, centre, full-back, and fly off. I want to see him settle, and I think he could do a really good job if nurtured at fly half. If they manage to keep him.
Absolutely. And he's done a good job at fly half for us as well, sort of thing.
Yeah.
But it's one of those things where, like, you're such a quality rugby player that you can play these other positions to quite a high standard, isn't it? Yeah.
I think he'd be a better 12, to be honest. I just think he's got that game for a 12. He's big enough, lad. Like, he's strong enough. And I say he's got that passing, kicking game. You got options. Yeah, the Ospreys will have good options there.
The Ospreys. Well, Dai Young is confident that he's going to keep Ben Thomas. He did come out and say he's confident of keeping him, but again, we'll just have to see, because who knows in Welsh rugby, anything can happen.
And none of us know coming through the academies either, do we? So
that's right. Yeah. So the other story, and if this comes off, I'll be very happy with it. Wales Online are reporting that Dragons are due to sign Dane Blacker, the Scarlet scrum half, which I think would be a really good signing, because let's not forget, before Gareth Davies rediscovered his mojo and actually hit form, Dane Blacker was actually the form scrum half in Wales. Yeah. And there was a lot of talk about him and Costello being the halfbacks for Wales. So I think he's a really good young player. I liked him a lot when he came to the Dragons first, because he came from Cardiff on a loan deal. I'm a big fan of it, so I'm hoping. Yes, the Dragons do need front five players, of course, but I'm hoping that will come off, because I think there'll be good options there at scrum half, because then we'll have Gonzalo Bertrand, then we'll have Roger Williams and Dane Black if it comes off, and hopefully Lewis Jones will be nowhere to be seen. So fingers crossed.
Well, Lewis doesn't listen to the pod.
He's going down to the Scarlets, isn't
he? I'm sure he's a lovely bloke. I just don't rate him at all, in case you haven't noticed. Right, so in other news then, Wayne Pivac turned down the Newcastle job. So he was their first choice, didn't agree on the terms, turned them down, and they went for a chap by the name of Alex Coldlin, who used to be Ebbw Vale coach. I found out the other day. Yeah, he was Ebbw Vale coach. Yeah, so I think he is a former England, I think he was a lock. He is an former English rugby player and coach. He's coaching over at Oyonnax at the moment. But Pivac turned down the Newcastle job. I'm really intrigued to see where Wayne Pivac ends up, because I think he's got a lot to offer. Whether it's I know it's very critical of him as Wales, but I still think he's a good coach, and he's got a lot to offer, either club and international level.
Would you live up in Newcastle? I don't know.
It's a nice city, Newcastle.
Yeah, but right on the coast, North Sea, bloody freezing, man. Cold enough
Yeah, it
down
would be
here.
cold.
Did you see men then on purpose? Or was that a slip?
Why I man? Right
Yeah,
then,
they
and
struggled,
Right.
isn't it? Like, we found them quite easy. They need a good coach up there, it seems, isn't it? But and a big shout out to Ebbw Vale. I'm hoping to go there at the end of the season to watch the Rags play, because one of my colleagues, big shout out to Richard Brown, ex Neath forward, is a massive Ebbw Vale fan and a season ticket holder. So I'm going to go up and watch the Cardiff game against Ebbw.
Happy
word of
days.
advice: take your thermos because it's bloody freezing up there. But I'll tell you that now.
Yeah.
It's every time I've been up there, it's bloody cold. Right. So in other news, then, Ospreys captain Justin Tipuric, Carwyn, he's going to miss the rest of the season having foot injury.
He's got a toe injury. He's had surgery, and Toby Booth was saying today that he's, probably going to miss the World Cup camps. Now, whether or not he's back in time for the World Cup is, we'll wait and see. But it's a huge loss, especially with the run-in now to the end of the season. 2 games, 2 big games. We're going up to Edinburgh. It's going to be a tough job because they're going to be fully loaded. And then we got this other team down the road.
I read in the BBC article, it says the Wales flanker should be fit for the World Cup training camps in July. That's what the BBC is saying.
Oh, Boothie was saying otherwise.
Was he? Oh, dear. Okay. Fair enough.
So that's 2, Jack Morgan as well, and Justin. That's a huge loss. So, but we've got young Harry Deves there, Ethan Roots till the end of the season before he goes off to join Exeter. Again, Dan Lydiot's still playing before he goes somewhere else. We do have the boys in the back row there. Boys to do a job at the moment, but with these 2 big games, I'm just hoping we don't pick up any more injuries now.
Yeah, Harry Deves is quality.
Not nasty, that guy. Just tweak and pull that keeps you out of Judgment Day.
I love the story with Harry Deves as well, where he wears the yellows. Do you know why that is?
Yeah, so his gran can see him on TV.
Yeah, and I love that. It's a great story.
Yeah,
so his nan can recognise him on the telly. That's why he wears it.
Yeah,
quality.
No,
right,
really
anything
good.
else now you want to talk about before we move on?
No, let's move on.
Anything else? Move on. Right, let's talk some rugby then. Let's look at the European games. I only saw the Cardiff game live. I did not see the Scarlets game live because I was on holiday. Scarlets winning 32-30 against Claremont, 14-man Claremont. Did any of you watch this live? No, it's true. I'm not saying this to be funny.
Just turn the boot in there, Jamie.
Well, look, hang on, Jamie. Look, they did try to even it for 20 minutes, getting 2 yellow cards, just to give them a fighting chance. But
right, so who wants to kick this off there? Talk about the Super Scarlets.
Did
I just say that?
Yeah, you said.
Did I just say Super Scarlets?
Yeah, you did.
Oh my God!
From a Dragons fan, I think.
I don't know what come over me. I'm so sorry.
I tell you what.
I don't know what happened.
Well, in that case, you can talk about it.
Oh my God!
About your beloved Scarlets.
They look good.
Oh no, that's
Costello looks fantastic. Do you think
He
Lee's
was
listening to this?
Yeah, let's not drone on too long about him. But you're right, Costello and Johnny Williams again.
Johnny Williams,
tell you what,
sharp, didn't he? Well, he went for that when he took his try, and it looked like they had 2 players to sort him out when he took the ball, and he just went through him. He's got more pace than I gave him credit for.
I tell you what, touch wood, that boy stays fit until the end of the World Cup.
Yes, absolutely, man. Yeah.
We need someone like him. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Hard running. The pack did really well. Cardiff pack stood up strong, front row. I thought they were superb for the Scarlets. I'm not going to say they were super like someone else, but they did all right. It was a good game to watch, but if it was 15, like we always go on, I'm not taking anything away from the Scarlets. They deserve the win completely.
There's a butt coming up here, isn't there? I can feel a butt coming up.
15 on 15, that extra man, would it have made a difference? Maybe.
We'll never know, Carwyn. We'll never know.
It's been consigned to the history books, and now we've got to watch them play Glasgow twice.
Well, you say that, but from what I saw, like I said, I didn't see the game live, I've only seen highlights. Claremont looked a lot better and a lot more dangerous when they had 14 men.
Yeah.
They did actually look a much
better. Well, they had to play better, didn't they?
Applying all the pressure, didn't they?
Yeah. But no, fair play. And actually, like I say, Costello stepping up, for that last kick. Fair play. That's pressure.
Yeah.
That's balls of steel, that is.
Were Wales coaches watching? I don't know. We're waiting.
The Combia try, it was such a good finish. It really was. And then to back it up with that conversion. And that was a very difficult kick. The pressure that was on that kick was from a very tight angle. And fair play to Costello. He's fantastic, isn't he? And yeah, I know we all say about the Scarlets, but you got to give credit to them now because they are giving a little bit of joy and hope to Welsh rugby, no matter what team you support. It's nice now that we got a Welsh team in the semi-final, something to talk about. They are flying the flag for Wales, putting tribalism aside. And you can't fault them. I mean, this was their 11th win in 13 games. I mean, that's just incredible, isn't it? Since December, they have been insatiable, the Scarlets.
Yeah.
And
you know what?
Dwayne Peel reckons nothing has changed. And I'm sorry, something has changed. They were bloody awful the first half of the season.
They're enjoying the rugby and they're playing like the Scarlets of old, dare I say it. Yeah. Nice to see a bit of swashbuckle, a bit of running rugby, I do hate to say it, but yeah, I thought they were right.
It was the first time they beat Claremont in 8 attempts as well.
That's right, yeah.
So good on them, I say. Well done to them. And they got a semi-final to look forward to.
Are you going to watch their semi-final, James, seeing how you think they're super?
Look, it was a slip of the tongue. I don't know why I said it. It was, no, I am not going down to Park.
You're going to get some dirty looks down Rodney Parade now, bro.
Well, you'll see them on Judgment Day. That's all right.
I tell you what I will say, because there was a lot of talk I saw on Twitter about the crowd that was at Park of Scarlets. Now, they had over 7,000 there. I think now for this semi-final, there's no excuses. They've got to sell it out. And tickets are selling well from what I've seen on Scarlets Twitter. I hope it does sell well because there's no excuses. It's a Saturday kickoff. It's tea time. It's a good time for families. They have got to sell that place out. So if you're a Scarlets fan, no excuses. Get your arse down Park of Scarlets and support them because that game should be selling out.
Absolutely. Totally agree. 100%.
They really should. Yeah, it's going to be a good game as well because Glasgow are a terrific team.
Yeah. They're looking eerily good as well, aren't they?
Oh,
they are.
They really are.
Let's move on to Cardiff before I forget because we were talking about Ben. Because we were talking about Ben Thomas, right? And he took the ball in the second half in Cardiff 22. Huge space in front of him, and he kicked it from the 22, and he gave the ball back to him. I'm like, there was no one in front of him. And I think he had one or two men either side of him. Why don't you play heads up rugby and run it from there? Why is it got to be kicked? Something could have been done there, and that could, not saying it would have changed the game, but it would have given the Cardiff an opportunity to get some more points on the board and get further down the field. But he just kicked it away. And there was no pressure. There was no one on him for miles to be seen. So I don't know what happened there. Was he playing under instruction or was it just panic? I don't know.
Possibly.
So
big game.
Yeah. How big was this missed opportunity for Cardiff? Because it felt like a pretty big missed opportunity from what I saw.
Massive. Shout out to Benetton, as an improved side who scored some, great tries, not just against us for this season. When I did I'm putting my excuses in. I can hear myself. They beat Connacht, what have you. But yes, I think the penalties counted against us. I think we struggled against the way their pack played against ours. I can't remember how many penalties there were in the first 20 or 30 minutes. Maybe Statman, Jamie could help me out there, but I think that really, really hurt us. We played some good rugby ourselves. Some of the boys, I thought, stood up quite well. We were still in it at the end to try and pip them. But I think, I think Benetton fully deserved that win. They were the better side on the day. Their pack was much better than us. I always go back to the pack because I'm an ex-pack member. But they outplayed us in the back. Their backs look sharper. Even the tries that we did score, like the one of them had the sense of being accidental. You couldn't fault the effort from the boys, like you were saying, Carwyn, about heads up rugby. You couldn't fault the effort, but maybe some of the execution and the thinking processes around the game could be improved upon.
But you say about the stats here, right? Going into the game, Cardiff and Benetton. Benetton are 1 point ahead of Cardiff. Both played 16, both won 8, both lost 8.
Yeah.
And actually, if you go from 7th place Bulls to 11th place Lions, all those teams with 5 points between them have all won and lost 8 games each. That's how close it is in the table.
Jesus.
You know, so there's, like I say, these next 2 weekends, there's a hell of a lot to play for. But I was disappointed. I was disappointed for Cardiff. I was watching it. I was booking my trip to Dublin. You know, I was off to watch Scarlets Cardiff for a final.
Whoa.
You taking the piss, Carwyn, or what?
But, you know, that would have been great. 2 Welsh teams in the final, albeit in the Challenge Cup. It would have been brilliant. Great shot in the arm for Welsh rugby.
Yeah. And
Cardiff let us down.
Cardiff let us
down. I have to say, I watched this.
You're only down the road, so I can make it there in 10 minutes.
I watched this game not long after getting off a plane, and I have to say, I really enjoyed it. It was really tense, really tight. I love tense games when it doesn't involve my teams, any of my teams in any sport. And look, when Cardiff won 2013 up, that brilliant try for Mason Grady, who was coming on leaps and bounds. I mean, what a season he's having. I honestly thought, this is it now. Cardiff, you know, they're in control, and they weathered the storm in the first half. Benetton were very good, especially in those opening 20 minutes. But Cardiff came back really well. But you could just sense Benetton were edging their way more and more into the game. They're creating more opportunities, they're looking more dangerous. Then when they scored that try, that bobble from Anthony Watson, you're like, oh, goodness me. But Cardiff had opportunities to win that game. They had that driving ball. And that got turned over by Benetton. That was a huge moment, because I think that was like the 77th, 78th minute. I mean, if they go over there, it's game over. Cardiff win, you know?
That's what I mean by the pack, like, isn't it? You know, they put in a shift, but do you mean they were outplayed by their opposite numbers?
Yeah, but there was another incident in that game as well, and I don't know why it wasn't talked a lot about from Cardiff fans, but it was a really big moment. So Cardiff are hammering away now, going through phases, picking a driver. Lopetti Tamani comes off the bench, and he was really carrying hard. He was causing a lot of problems, and they're edging closer and closer in Benetton's 22. And then Tamani does something really dumb, goes charging in and attempts a neck roll, gives a penalty away, and the ref blows up. I'm like, what are you doing, you twat? There was absolutely no need to do it. And if Cardiff had just kept their cool, kept their composure, gone through more phases, I generally think they would have gone for the line. But Cardiff fans just seemed to, you know, I was the only one talking about Dolan. It felt like, well, what the fuck is he doing? Like,
it was a big moment, that.
And he played so well. Like I say, he come off the bench, he was carrying like an absolute demon. But to do that, you know, when all they needed was
plays 110%, man. He goes, you know, he's like, it's almost like he hates the person in front of him. But I can let him. And he has been sent off a couple of times this season, hasn't he?
Yeah.
And he does give away the odd penalty, but he's been a great signing for us, to be honest, as well.
Oh, of course, yeah.
You know, he's shored up, you know, a tweaking scrum in the engine room, and as you say, he's a great carrier of the ball, like, you know.
I just thought it was a really dumb moment.
Hopefully, we can keep Mason.
Oh, I'm sure you will. It's just not a really dumb thing to do at a critical time. You know, it's a shame, man, because, you know, we could have had 2 Welsh teams in the semi-final. But an opportunity missed, as far as I'm concerned, I think, for Cardiff. They'll look back on that and
probably
be kicking themselves.
Probably saving me about €500 for a weekend in Dublin, mine. So thank you.
Yeah.
Oh, it is now, I suppose.
I missed Powell, so I'd have acted on to that one. Yeah.
I don't know if they would have beaten Toulon away, if I'm honest, Cardiff. I don't think they would have, but it still would have been nice to have had
competition.
Yeah, I know that, but when you go away from home, it's pretty tricky. But fair play to Benetton. I think it's the first Italian team to reach a European semi-final. I do like Benetton. I got a lot of respect for him, but the whole secret Santa racism thing over Christmas still leaves a bit of a sour taste in the mouth for me. The whole Traore thing, do you remember that?
I do, yeah.
Yeah, you know I talk about Carrington. I don't want to discuss on the pod. You can look at it, but it leaves a bit of a sour taste with Benetton. But other than that, you know, good on them. Well done to them. Right, so that was the European action. There's a massive game coming up this weekend. at the Cardiff Arms Park. Any of you going to this?
I am. I'm taking my daughter. We are going, and I can't wait. After the last game there, and obviously Wales winning 2 in a row now, it's going to be a belter, albeit against a very, very good England side. And England have got more players coming back in now. They've had 18 players unavailable, but now they've got another 4 coming back into the squad. Although they've got a debutant in the full-back, and I'm just trying to remember her name. Sing is a surname. Hopefully she won't be singing on Saturday night. But
they did announce their team today, didn't they, England?
They are.
I haven't had a chance to have a good look at it.
Wales are announcing tomorrow. You've got Singh, Breach, Tweemer, Heard, Dow. Dow's been in my dream team all Six Nations, banging in the points to me. Aitchison, Packer, Carson, Davis, Byrne, Allcroft, O'Donnell, Cabella, Packer, and Matthews. Strong bench, obviously, as you'd expect with England. But, at the moment, we're on 10 points each. It's going to be a full house, record crowd for the Welsh women's team. And if the atmosphere is anything like the Ireland game, it is going to be superb to watch. It will be a tough game. Can Wales pull out the bag? I don't know. I think England will be too strong for them. But they have come on leaps and bounds at the moment since turning professional, and the only way is up for them.
It'd be interesting to see, because Wales have undoubtedly become a more powerful side, haven't they? In the backs and the forwards, But so it'll be interesting to see what the effect that will have against a side like England.
Yeah, we've got a strong pack. And England's money's always in the pack, isn't it? It's the same as any rugby team in England. It's the pack first, back second. But they're a fantastic team, and I think one of the girls for England was saying today, when they played in that final against them, they were so structured. It was kicked to the corner, everything was done, everything was worked out. But now they're trying to play a bit more unstructured game and do more things. Now, I think Wales, watching them, have the ability to play off the cuff as well. So, get in their faces, stay in the game. They've got every chance. But I think it might just be a step too far this year. But moving forward, why not? Can't wait, though. It's going to be great.
I agree with you. I do agree. I think England will be too strong for Wales. And they should be, really, when you consider just how good they are and the professionalism. Yeah. They are still very much ahead of the pack, England, aren't they? Yes, they've lost a lot of experience and they are rebuilding, but they've got fantastic depth and they should beat Wales. But I just want to see Wales give it a really good crack and be competitive. Yeah. I've watched a lot of Wales-England games in the past, and England have completely blew Wales away. And I would like to see us still in the fight after 60, 70 minutes and give them a good scare at least. If we can't beat them, just make them work really hard.
If we can't beat them and get a bonus point, bloody hell, that'd be great.
Those Welsh sides of past years used to be quite painful to watch against the likes of England and France, didn't they? Isn't it? But things have, and even Ireland, but things have changed a lot there.
Well, the Italy women pushed France all the way, and that was a close game. I'm talking absolute shite. I'm thinking of the men's game. I think France put 30 odd points on Italy. Yeah, they did. Hang on. Keep talking, lads. I'm going to check that out. So I'm sure I might be right.
Nothing good for.
Well, it's going to be.
He's nearly there. It's going to be. But the win as well. It's like the crowd. There's more interest now that the success is happening in the women's game, isn't there? And I can only.
Well, I was about to say it's going to be a hell of an atmosphere because, like Calvin said, they've sold over 8,000 tickets.
I was right. Sorry.
And really, really good.
Sorry, it was a close game. France won 22-12 against Italy. So
there we are then.
We get that bonus point, and then we go off to Paris. Who knows? Wales got a good chance to go second.
Do any of you know the last time Wales women beat England? Can you name the year?
No.
Nope.
Do you want to hazard a guess?
Nope.
Okay. Do you want to give a guess?
Hang on.
I'm going to go 1993.
And I'm going to say 1980.
No. No, later than that.
2007.
Close. It was 2009.
Where was it?
It says here Wales have not beaten England since 2009 and lost 58-5 when the sides met in last season's championship. Well, let's hope it's a lot closer than that.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
Do you know what? 58-5 with the team of non-professionals against a fully professional team.
Yeah.
Let's see what happens this week.
Yeah,
absolutely. Go luck to
Bring it on.
Let the crowd get behind them as well. Come on.
Exactly, yeah.
It's the Arms Park, so you're on top of the teams. You're on top of them.
Yeah, I can't wait. Really looking forward to it.
Absolutely. Brilliant. Well, good luck to him. Right. URC returns this weekend.
Yep.
Starting on the Friday, it's a dress rehearsal for the European semi-final. I wonder how both teams approach this, because you don't want to go sort of all out and show all your cards, do you? You know? So I do wonder in terms of team selection and
you want to be match fit, don't you? You want to be battle hard and ready for the week after.
You just don't want to show too much of your hand if you're going to play each other again in a fortnight. So it'd be interesting to see.
I think both these teams know how each other play anyway. You know, they play each other so often as well in the league and everything. Yeah, it doesn't matter which way they play, because it's, you know, I think Glasgow is still league position as well to determine where they come in the league and who they play, because they're still after the final here as well. They're after a double, so who knows? God, will both teams sort of field younger players? I don't know.
Yeah. What about you, Reece? What do you make of this one?
Yeah, I think you've got to go all out against them. I think you've got to really put a marker down, make them feel really uncomfortable for the next time you meet as well. And as Carwyn said, I think they've played each other so many times. I don't think there's too many secrets or too much you can change in the system at this stage of the game that can make that much of a difference, isn't it? Scarlets are playing in a certain way. They'll obviously target certain different things with different teams, but I reckon go all out against them.
Glasgow are fourth in the table. It doesn't look like they're going to overtake Ulster, because Ulster got Dragons this weekend, so that'll be there with 5 points for them probably. It's a tricky game to call, isn't it? And to know how both teams are going to approach it. But let's get predictions on this one. Carwyn, what are you saying for Glasgow Scarlets?
I think I went for Glasgow by 9.
Glasgow by 9, okay. And you, Reece, what are you saying?
I go Glasgow by 12.
Glasgow by 12, okay. I'm going to go for Glasgow by 6 on that one.
Okay,
okay.
And there's another game. The other game on Friday night is Dragons away to Ulster.
I've been quite forgiving.
Everybody exhaled then.
Ulster are third in the table on 59 points. They're going to be looking to get into the top two. They've got Stormers 3 points ahead of them, and Dragons are 15th with 19 points. This is only going to go one way, isn't it? I fear it's going to be another Glasgow-style battering.
Yeah.
I do, because Ulster are a brilliant team, and it's one of the hardest away trips in the URC to go to the Kingspan on a Friday night. It's very, very difficult.
It'll be bouncing up there. It'll be full house.
It will, and the Dragons, they got a lot of injuries at the moment. I mean, that doesn't excuse that performance in Glasgow, but they do have a lot of injuries and suspensions. I did read today that Iron Owen could be making his return, which would be very good news, because they are down the bare bones to the centre of the Dragons. They've literally got one fit centre at the moment, and that's Max Clark. Steph Hughes is unavailable through concussion. They'll probably play Jared Rosser in the centre, which I've never really liked. So I'm afraid it's going to be another tough evening for the Dragons. I'll be watching this one from behind the sofa. I'm going to have to. I will, unfortunately. I am going to have to go for Ulster to win by at least 30 points. I can see this getting really, really tough, especially if they start pulling away and picking out holes in defence, because our defence is shocking at the moment. Absolutely shocking.
I see. I was going to be a bit more generous, and for the Dragons. To be honest, I think they want to put some pride back into the jersey after last week, and there's boys here who want to still be playing for the Dragons next season. However, I'm going to go for Ulster by 18. 18, 1-8, not 8-0.
It could be 8-0 the way things are going.
The fact you have to clarify that's what sort of game this is. Like, I'm going to go. I'm going to go in between, and I'm going to say 25.
Oh yeah,
Ulster by 25.
Yeah, well, you did need to clarify.
You clarify as well, mate.
I think we knew where you were saying there. Yeah, I knew we read Ulster. I tell you what did make me laugh. Did you see Wales Online put out this article? They were saying, like, where the teams can finish the Welsh regions in terms of the shield, and they had to package down in bloody 19th. It's a 16-team league, and they had to down in 19th. I was like, it's been that disappointing. We're in 19th for the 16-team league. That just sums it up. Absolutely sums it
journalism right there.
on minus 15 points. Oh dear.
Oh, goodness me. Right. This is an intriguing one. Edinburgh Ospreys, 7:35. That's on the Saturday. Ospreys going up to Edinburgh, the Dam Health Stadium.
Yeah, same time
this is a must-win.
It is.
That's correct. This is a must-win for the Ospreys, isn't it, Carwyn, to stay in the hunt?
Do you know what? It is. But and the fact is, both Cardiff and Ospreys are playing at the same time as well. I think Cardiff have got a tougher job going to Connaught. Connaught want to stay and cement their position. We both us and Cardiff really have this all to play for. Because I tell you what, yes, there's the Welsh Shield to play for, but I think depending on the way results go, there's an 8th spot there for the playoffs. So it's I think Ospreys. Jesus,
go on,
Edinburgh have got all to play for. Ospreys, they have to win. It's simple. They're going up there to win. They're going to take a full team, fully loaded, as loaded as they can be, minus injuries, and they're going up there to win. But I think it's going to be a very close game, and I think the Ospreys will win by 6.
I thought, oh my God, I thought you wobbled then, and we're going to go for the other side.
Oh, hell no.
For the first time since I've known you.
No. It's too tense now. 2 games left. It depends on unless you could become 8th in the league, but it's all to play for. Like I said, for both teams.
You talk about 8th place though in the league. There's a really intriguing fixture on the Friday. So Sharks are in 8th place on 41 points. Then you got Benetton, at 9th on 40. Now they're playing each other on the Friday in South Africa, so that's going to be one to keep an eye out for that result. Just to keep an eye out on.
I'll take a draw.
That turns out.
I'll take a draw for that.
That would be the ideal result, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
That'd be the ideal result. So, okay, Reece, what are your predictions on Edinburgh Ospreys? How do you see that one going?
I'm going to choose Edinburgh because it's home game, but it's going to be a close game. I just think they'll have too much for them, and I'm going to go because they will be fully loaded as well. But it's going to be Edinburgh by 3.
Oh,
by 3.
I think it will be a tense game. I think it
will be. Yeah. It's going to be a good game.
Yeah.
Edinburgh, it's been a strange season for Edinburgh because they started really well, and then Mike Blair announced that he's no longer going to be Edinburgh head coach. He's going to step down, and ever since then they've sort of tailed off massively, haven't they? I mean,
they beat Sarries in the Stone X.
Yeah. But they're 14th for the table with 5 wins. And I think if I was an Edinburgh fan, I'd be pretty disappointed with that. That's, for them, I think Edinburgh is a very good team and they're a well-coached team under Mike Blair, but it seems to have tailed off big time, isn't it?
Yeah.
Right. So in terms of this game, Carwyn, am I allowed to predict an Ospreys win? Because I know you don't like me predicting.
Tell you what, mate, you go for
Ospreys still.
You go for it.
Because I genuinely do think the Ospreys will win this game, and I hope they win it as well. Because on Judgment Day, I want to see Cardiff and Ospreys really go for it. Because let's be honest, Scarlets Dragons, that's dead rubber. Nobody really gives a fuck, right? But, Ospreys Cardiff, it could all come down on Judgment Day. And
in fact, it's the second game as well.
Yes.
Oh, I'm gutted.
Yeah, so
Reece is off to a wedding reception. That'll be nice.
Of course.
Yeah.
Of course.
I'm
right.
Got a gig.
I'm going to go for Ospreys by 7.
I'll take that.
Ospreys by 7.
Right.
As you already mentioned, there is another game kicking off as well. It's a tough trip for Cardiff. Connaught also looking to cement their place at the top 8. Again, I talked about Ulster being a really tough trip away. Connacht is, again, one of the hardest places to go, especially with pissing down with rain and the wind is howling. What's the weather? Is that going to be a factor up in Galway? Who knows? So what are we thinking about this one then? Reach to Cardiff? Do they have a chance of getting anything at
We've got a chance. We've definitely got a chance, lads. Absolutely got a chance. We've got to cut out the penalties. I can't be as positive. Oh my God. Can't be as positive as Carwyn always is. But we've got a chance. But I think having lost a couple of weekends ago, and it being a home fixture, and then they've still got things to play for themselves. I think it's going to be a Connacht win. I think it will be. I don't think it's going to be a pretty game, and I'm going to say Connacht by 5.
Connacht by 5. Okay, Carwyn, what are you making of this game?
Well, like we just mentioned there, over the sports ground, it's tough no matter who plays there these days. It's always a tough game. They've got some good international players here, and they signed Santiago Cordero for next season as well. But I'm going Connacht by 9, purely because I don't want Cardiff to get a bonus point. Secondly, I want Ospreys to win against Edinburgh, and I want it all coming down to that judgment day for Cardiff and the Ospreys, because they'll be on edge the whole bloody game, and I can't wait.
It would be good.
I'll be playing on my drums with my phone on next to me, isn't it?
Don't worry, mate. I'll be texting him.
Yeah. You'll be texting me. It might be the actual factor of me not watching it with you that helps Cardiff to win.
Oh, well, I tell you what,
watching it with you,
that might be it. That might be it.
Right then. So I don't see Cardiff winning this one. I actually think I don't know why I think this. I could be horribly wrong. I usually am. I think this is going to be a very comfortable Connacht win. I think they're going to win by about 13 points.
13?
Because they are 13, 13. A couple of scores. I just think that they are a good team, Connacht, and once it clicks, they are very hard to beat. Yes. And I do think they'll put at least a couple of scores on Cardiff, so I'm going to go, 13 points there. Right, so, hang on, they're going to do Lee's predictions. He did leave his predictions. So, who do you think Lee went for between Glasgow and Scarlets? Who do you think he chose to win?
I hazard a guess. Scarlets.
Well, of course, he went for Scarlets, then he got Scarlets by 2.
By 2? He's
by
just
2,
after, I don't know, he's just after winning our little predictions league, going with silly little scores like that. Right, let's change. Let's change it. Let's put him to Scarlets by 22 for Lee. There we go.
Let's have a look at the other scores. He's gone for Ulster to beat Dragons by 20. I think that's been a little bit generous, if I'm honest. They'll be plus 20, I think. He's gone for Ospreys by 5.
Bollocks.
To beat Edinburgh. That's
a lot.
I think he's starting to come closer and closer together. Saying nice things about each other's side, predicting each other's win.
They're forming a relationship, the bottom 2 teams.
Oh dear. For Cardiff v Cardiff, he's gone Connacht by 10. Yeah, I think that's fair enough.
Yeah, I'll give him that.
So there we are then. That's the URC wrapped up. Just before we go, before I forget, I did see when I was on holiday the really sad news about Tony Brown, the former benefactor of Newport RFC and Dragons. Just want to send my regards to the friends and family. It's been a really sobering couple of weeks for Welsh rugby, isn't it? We've had the death of Peter Thomas, the death of Tony Brown, 2 men who put so much heart and soul and money into Welsh rugby. And, where would our clubs be without those people? Especially Cardiff, where on earth would that be? We know from Sam Warburton and Richard Holland, they've said, if it wasn't for, Peter Thomas, we would not exist. And Sam Warburton said he'd go the same way as Ross and Buster, didn't he, in his times, Colin? So just very sad news. And they do wonder who is going to step up now in Welsh rugby and be the next Peter Thomas and Tony Brown. It's tough times ahead, isn't it? But
if I win the lottery tonight, I will. How's that?
Oh, there we are then. Yeah, great. Buy the Dragons, please.
Yeah. And Cardiff. Dragons and Cardiff.
Yeah. yeah, I just wanted to get that in before I forget.
Yeah, I think
some
we're all
news.
of it there, mate.
Right, gents, is anything else now you wish to chat about? Anything?
No, just enjoy the weekend, boys. Enjoy the rugby, and really best of luck to Wales women this weekend.
Come on, Wales.
Absolutely. Right then, thank you very much, lads. That's a wrap. Have a good
Nice
one. See you next week.
Enjoy. Cheers, boys. All the best.
Ta-ra. Bye now.
Ta-ra.
Thank you for listening to the Wrap Podcast. We hope you enjoyed listening as much as we enjoyed recording it. Please do rate us and tell your friends, as it really helps us to grow and get better. We'll be back next week with more of the same, and until then, enjoy your rugby.
Sports Social Podcast Network.
With Lucky Land Slots, you can get lucky just about anywhere.
Dearly beloved, we are gathered here today to... Has anyone seen the bride and groom?
Sorry, we're here. We were getting lucky in the limo and we lost track of time.
No, Lucky Land Casino, with cash prizes that add up quicker than a guest registry.
In that case, I pronounce you lucky.
Play for free at LuckyLandSlots.com. Daily bonuses are waiting. No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited by law. 18+. Terms and conditions apply. See website for details.